The film kicks off with the Duncan family joyfully marking their daughter's birthday, highlighting their strong connection. In the current timeline, meanwhile, over at a strip club known as The Den, the infamous street gang called the Fetter Boys makes an entrance, enjoying the questionable sights. Simultaneously, their leader and father, Donnie, is brutally assaulting a man and ultimately takes his life. Shortly after, his two sons arrive, Rory, the older one, and Danny, the youngest. Danny declares his readiness to join their illicit operations and is handed his inaugural firearm, marking the initiation of his criminal involvement. Returning to the Duncan family, William and Kat decide to grab tacos to celebrate their victory in the game. William goes inside a Mexican restaurant to order, leaving Kat in the car. Unfortunately, their fortunes take a dark turn when the Fetter Boys show up. They quickly pull Kat out of the car, and despite her pleas to spare her life and doesn't even admit guilt in Kat's murder, arguing that William had a concussion during their altercation, rendering his testimony inadmissible. William, feeling frustrated and disbelieving the pathetic state of affairs, finds it challenging to provide the justice his daughter deserves. Despite his reluctance, he begrudgingly accepts the plea deal for the sake of the case. In the trial, William shifts his intention from pursuing legal charges, deciding to take justice into his own hands. He opts to release Danny and follows the gang to Danny's residence, preparing for his eventual downfall. Danny remains unaware of the impending confrontation. William patiently waits until nighttime to enact his sinister plan, concealing himself in his car. However, a street worker named Luna notices him and approaches, offering herself, but he promptly declines. Shortly after, Danny emerges in an irreversible and serious act. On the flip side, the Fetter Boys arrive at their club. Rory hands over the accumulated money collected from the streets to Donnie, but Donnie is dissatisfied. He warns Rory that he won't be lenient if he falls short again in the future. Following that, Donnie receives the shocking news of his brother's death. They promptly rush to the crime scene, and the harsh reality sets in as he witnesses Danny in a body bag, his trusted and beloved brother gone. The day after, frustration and hurt, they struggle to empathize with each other while continuing to mourn their loss. At the club, Rory is determined to avenge Danny's murder. He instructs his men to track down the responsible party, identified as William based on Luna's description. The next day, Rory and Henley spot William working on his laptop outside a cafe and decide to ambush him. He gets caught, hanging on for his life. Using his skills and experience, he defeats Henley and escapes once again. William reports the incident to a passing police car, but Rory smoothly evades arrest, despite his involvement in numerous crimes. Upon arriving home, he senses a threat and promptly secures the house. Jen then proposes they contact Chen for assistance. At the crime scene, the police determine it's another member of the Fetter Boys, marking this as a serial occurrence. William reaches out to Chen, and they convene at the Duncan residence. There, Chen acknowledges the suspicion surrounding William's involvement and emphasizes that he initiated a conflict with Rory by seeking vengeance for Danny. Chen discloses William's Marine record, recognizing his capability to handle such situations. Despite this, he agrees to William's plea to safeguard his wife by stationing a police car outside their home. Following that, a car smuggler named Dante arrives at Roach's illicit auto shop, offering contraband car parts in the black market. Instead of receiving money for the car, he gets a bag of high-quality firearms that could fetch a significant sum. Later that night, William admits to Jen about killing Danny as an act of retribution for their daughter's tragic fate. Suddenly, the police car departs when someone throws a bottle, paving the way for Rory and Donnie to infiltrate the house. What starts as a brief introduction and casual conversation quickly escalates into Jen's demise and William being shot to the ground. Despite being in a pool of blood, William manages to dial 911 as the Fetter departs. Once he calms down, Chen pays him a visit, referring to him as a miraculous survivor. Chen shares that they would announce his death if he commits to recovery and encourages him to embrace a normal life again, understanding the depth of his loss. After undergoing days of therapy, he eventually regains the ability to walk and promptly puts his escape plan into action. Disguised in a janitor's uniform, he easily exits the facility. Later, he takes up residence at the Western Motel, sharing the space with Dante, who he catches pilfering a stranger's suitcase. The following day, he withdraws his money from the bank. Unable to contain his curiosity, Zach pleads for mercy, invoking his daughter's life. However, William's retribution is devoid of any clemency. Many hours pass, and the police come across Zach's motionless body. Chen then pays a visit to Donnie's workplace to give them a heads up. He discloses that the battle with William isn't concluded, despite public perception, and emphasizes William's role in Rory's men's deaths. Chin asserts that he's there with good intentions, urging Rory to lay low for some time to quell the conflict. Despite the uneasy discussion, the Fetters don't genuinely heed his advice, persisting in their pursuit to track down William once more. Outdoors, William observes Chin leaving the den, sparking immediate suspicion about his actions. Sneaking up behind Chin with the officer's gun, they enter the house together. Accusing Chin of betrayal, William scorns him for failing to safeguard their community. Despite Chin acknowledging the Fetters' immunity in the system, he opposes William's killing spree. The irony is palpable as they can't even hold the Fetter accountable. William warns Chin that it will end soon, but if he interferes, he won't hesitate to kill him. However, he assures Chin that he will surrender until that moment arrives. The next day, Donnie instructs Rory to definitively take out William, and they hastily depart. Unbeknownst to them, William had already anticipated their next move and concealed himself in his car parked outside the club. Employing his best drunk act, he discreetly neutralizes the bouncer and heads straight to Donnie's office, presenting the crime lord with an unwelcome and unexpected surprise. Aware of what's about to happen, Donnie urges him to get it over with. William initiates a conversation about the intense emotions he experienced the first time he intentionally took someone's life, recalling the day he killed Danny. However, in this very moment, he admits to feeling emotionally numb at the prospect of killing Donnie. He questions whether Donnie felt the same numbness when he killed Jin. In a flash, he ultimately ends the life of the infamous Donnie Fetter, the criminal who robbed him of his family just as he did today. But the situation turns violent in a rapid shootout. Taking one of Rory's associates hostage, he threatens to kill him, only for Rory to end the man's life. William, fortunately, manages to escape but sustains a shoulder injury. Dragging himself up a flight of stairs, Dante observes his struggle, while Luna reports William's whereabouts at the motel. Soon after, Rory, accompanied by his men, arrives. Despite inquiring at the front desk for William's unit, they fail and, in the end, execute him as if his life held no significance. Rory, driven by an unrelenting determination to kill William, repeatedly calls out for him, making his presence known. William continues to resist and collaborates with Dante in attempting our history. The film concludes with Chin approaching William, who willingly surrenders to be arrested. However, he soon breathes his last after successfully dismantling the infamous gang in his community, albeit at the cost of his own life. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell if you want to watch more videos like this. Thank you for watching and see you again soon. Take care.